So sun's going down. We're trying to get a video done as we're going into town. I haven't done a Q&A in a little bit, so there's Tammy. Hi Tammy. Wave at everybody.
Fuzzy. Why is it fuzzy?
Because you've got the sunlight behind you and the light's not very good, so yeah.
Which way is the sunlight?
Well, not behind you, but okay. Hey, Too Many Hands says I've got an American Bully. She's listed as Lilac, but a French Bulldog breeder says she's Isabella. Is the color DNA the same for American Bullies as Frenches? Yes, it is. So look, if you want to find out whether this dog really is an Isabella, it'll have a red eye glow. Well, no, that's wrong. Sorry, it's going to have a red eye glow anyway because it's a Lilac. So an Isabella would be a dog that has testable chocolate versus the untestable, the cocoa. So you probably need to test for that because nobody can look at a dog and tell you reliably that it's an Isabella versus a Lilac. I mean, you got a shot at it, but you definitely don't know that it's right. So DNA test. All you got to do is do a DNA test for the little B gene. Not very expensive, $40 at Animal Genetics, and then you will know. So that's the recommendation on that. Brian Assoon says, where are you going? Where are you getting these questions from? How can I submit mine? Just right here, just where you submitted that question. The question mark.
Oops.
It's that easy. Okay, somebody else says it's gross because they're showing me AIing a dog. Well, sorry about that.
Don't watch it. Change the channel, turn it off.
Sally Nacho says, how can I tell if they carry Fluffy without a DNA? Only two possible ways that you know. Tammy, you want to have a stab at it?
Carry Fluffy? What?
Yeah, how do you know that a dog carries Fluffy or not?
DNA.
DNA, that's it. Or you bred to a full Fluffy dog and then they have to carry a copy. That's it. Other than that, and we had some dogs here recently that had some coats that we looked a bit thick, so we did a DNA test for it. Guess what? They didn't have Fluffy. But we tested to find out. Okay, Co-op says, if I bred a pied brindle with a fawn merle, what is my Punnett square going to look like? Well, so the problem here is that there's not a Punnett square. It's a separate Punnett square for each DNA. I'm going to do another, I haven't done a whiteboard in a while. I'm going to do another whiteboard on DNA because I think they're useful to people. But the answer is you know, you got to do a Punnett square for each trait you're looking at. So in your example there, for the merle part, it would be a Punnett square with little m, big M on one side and big M on the other side, which would result in half the dogs being big M, little m merles. So the answer to your question is half the dogs will be merles. If you bred a pied, if the other dog has pied, so on the Punnett square you've got little s pied, what's on the other one? If it's big S, nobody's pied. If they carry one copy of pied, half the puppies will be pieds. And then it's the same thing on the brindle. Half the puppies are going to be brindle. So we'll do a Punnett square on that on a whiteboard here in the next few days. Here we go. Karowski says, I was thinking about the Draminsky detector. Stop thinking, don't buy it. So they said they used it back in the day when progesterone test wasn't as available as they are now. Some of them were disappointed, some of them said it was quite reliable, tricky to use, the measurements are different for each breed, blah 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 blah, looking for the peaks. Yeah, so I used to have a Draminsky, so I know about the Draminsky and I got rid of it. And I ended up building my own Draminsky or version of it because I thought that I could do a better job with better ways to actually track. So the way the Draminsky was getting awfully dark, isn't it? The way the Draminsky works is it's a probe that you stick up the dog's vulva and it then measures the electrical resistance of the mucus. And that supposedly, thank you, that resistance goes up as the dog gets closer to ovulation. I found it to be extremely unreliable and was about as good as chance. And you're better off, in my opinion, just breeding on day 11 or 13 and to throw the Draminsky away. So there you go. Don't like the Draminsky. Some people like it, but I have people who I breed to have Draminskys and I always get very worried of whether we're going to mess up. So Lee Frenchies says, it's kind of on the same frame here. If you didn't have access to a vet or a progesterone machine for breeding, what would you suggest for breeding? Breed on day 9, 11 and 13. What would you suggest for the best outcome? I would actually add some more information to that. So you've got some more information that would be useful here, and that would be the colour of the discharge and how she's behaving towards other dogs. So you've got, and then if you've got any history behind the dog, when you bred it before, on what days, and what the outcome was, because dogs tend to be the same each time. So with that in mind, you would like to breed a dog 2 days after you start to see the blood colour getting much lighter. It's going from a red colour to more of a rose or a vanilla colour. You'd like to breed the dog when the colour really is quite a bit lighter. You'd like to breed the dog when she's showing a lot of interest in other dogs. Specifically, if you scratch the back end above her tail, she will move her tail off to the side, which is called flagging, and will allow male dogs to get on her back. And hopefully something between day 11 and 13, and breed twice, at least twice, 2 days apart.
If she lets dogs get on her back, she could be just a slutty dog.
Yes, well, it's true too. Oh dear, my wife complains about me, and there you go.
No, seriously, there's some dogs that just...
Like humans?
Yeah.
So it's really a combination of a number of different things that can get you in the right place. The best thing is progesterone, but if you can't do it, no, we used to do it all the time without having progesterone levels and got dogs pregnant, so it's not like you can't do it.
Labradors, when we used to raise Labradors.
Yeah, we
about
didn't have
30 years
we never
ago.
had a progesterone machine, did we?
No.
We never did a progesterone. Well, in our town, Elk City, Oklahoma, there's nobody who's got a progesterone machine besides me. And so if you go back more than 2 years ago, there was no availability. And the next place you had to go to was about 60 miles away, and you had to wait 24 hours to get the results, and it was expensive because it had to be shipped off FedEx overnight, blah blah blah, you know. So anyway, okay. C. John says, good morning, my 2 Frenchies are hopefully pregnant, one 15 days pregnant, the other 12 days pregnant. They are scratching like crazy. I found 2 fleas on the cream girl. Don't seem to see any on the other darker coat, but she's scratching. So what are suggestions? Yes, we do. So what would you do in this situation, Tammy?
I wasn't paying attention, I was looking at the top.
You got a dog that's just been bred, like 2 weeks ago, and they've got fleas.
Oh, they got fleas?
Yes.
You could put the, what is it?
Adams
flea
flea spray.
Straight down her back and across her shoulders and her hips.
Yes.
That's about
So it's safe
I
because
mean,
it doesn't go in her body and it can't affect the puppies. So it's a topical spray, it's got pyrethrin in it, it's basically an insecticide. And it's safe for adult dogs. You don't give it to little puppies. But we've used it on nursing mums, but again...
I think you can do puppies at 6 weeks old.
Yes, you certainly can. But you could put it even on a nursing mum, but you want to put it on her back so the
You
puppies...
want to go ahead and spray her bedding and stuff too.
Yeah, you can use
I
the same...
mean,
Yeah.
Should have been checking this out before she got pregnant too, so...
Yeah, well, I mean, you know how it is. You know, it's you know, had never had a flea in the house, all of a sudden you got fleas. So, you know, we understand how it happens. But I mean, the point here is that you can treat it. Just don't treat it with something like Brevecto. You don't want to treat it with something that's an oral medication. You want to treat the same as a topical insecticide. So, there's your answer on that.
Just like if she hasn't had a rabies shot yet, you don't do it till after she's had the puppies, and the puppies are through nursing or weaned. Anyway, there's things you can't do while they're pregnant.
So Sergio says, haven't got many replies, but hopefully you come across my comment. Around 2 p.m. I did the last AI on my dame. Around 6 p.m. I took her to get a progesterone test. She was a 22 nanograms millimeter. I did do an AI the night prior, but I was a little concerned. Read more. The semen doesn't stay in for more than 20 or 30 minutes. She might get feathered, blah, 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 blah. Well, I mean, here's the answer. Look, if you bred her on a 22, you're okay. So we'd like to breed on an S15, but the difference between a 15 and a 22 is about less than a day, and if you're within a day, you're okay. So the answer to this is you bred her the day before as well anyway. You should be good. Should be fine. Okay.
So windy.
Hello, my question is, would my lilac and tan platinum have a chance to have the intensity gene? Well, any dog's got a chance to have intensity. It doesn't matter whether it's a platinum tan. I mean, here's the deal. If you've got a platinum and tan that's got really vivid tan points and it doesn't carry cream, it probably does carry maybe 2 copies of intensity. But because intensity affects creams and makes creams become brighter and whiter. So the answer to this is there's nothing you can do to find out short of doing a DNA test, and animal genetics does not offer that test either. We're gonna go eat.
In the city.
Okay. So yeah.
Make your video longer.
Okay.
Or more videos.
Well, I'm going to break this one up and stop and do another one. Bye, buddy. The video. I really appreciate people who subscribe to me. It helps me, encourage me to do more of these videos. But do remember, disclaimer here, I am not a vet. I'm not a licensed medical professional. I'm purely a person who's been breeding dogs for the last couple of decades. Any information that you got from this video, use at your own risk. There's nothing implied here, and certainly this should not be used as a substitute for advice from your veterinarian or your medical professional. I hope you enjoyed the video. Come back for more of them. Bye.